Coach, just an opening statement and a comment about the two players you brought. We'll go from there.
Yeah, it's safe to say that we were all disappointed with how we played yesterday. Never want to take anything away from the opponent because they beat us. But we played more to our personality, our character, our disciplines that we've tried to create over the first 6 weeks of practice and season. And these two had a lot to do with it. Their leadership, their preparation. Maik, obviously, with the game starting, and then Kory coming off the bench and being ready to go. That provides stability. It provides guidance because we're such a young team. But proud of the way we respond. As I continue to figure our team out, very proud of how our guys responded today.
Okay, players?
Pretty much what Coach said. Don't have anything to add.
Okay.
Yeah, we just wanted to come in and respond differently than how we came in the game yesterday. It ate at us all night, so we all talked it over, and we just knew that we had an earlier game, and since yesterday was later than today, we knew we had to be ready from the go.
Okay, questions?
Kory, Maik, Tim Floyd was in here. You said about they went zone a couple of possessions and said you guys saw that you must have had a hell of a film session last night. Did you guys watch any film, or was it just like you said, kind of kicking the game over and think about what not to do today?
I think it's more mental to. I mean, we had film, we had walkthrough, we prepared, but at the same time, it was more mental, more about us being ready to play, about being ready to drive the gaps, find the open spots.
Yeah, basically what Maik said. We knew as guards we had to drive the seams and kick, and we wanted to play inside out, get it down to Chris and Maik or whatever big was in. That way we can get behind the zone and hopefully get a good shot from there or kick back out. But Coach during walkthrough told us we wasn't really driving the seams like we were supposed to, so that was a big thing for us that we came in today and did.
You guys had 24 points off the bench. How good can this team be when you guys are spraying the ball around and kind of getting production from everybody on the court?
I think the team can be really good because in practice everyone's involved, everyone's doing their best, and I'd say everyone who's coming off the bench is contributing. I mean, of course, yesterday we had a bad day. The starting five wasn't contributing as much. The bench wasn't, but overall, like everyone's ready to play almost all the time.
Kory, Sonny said yesterday that he remembered on the way to here with the early morning start. Some guys maybe sleep on the bus, things like that. You need to change the approach of coming here at an early start. What was your mentality today? You playing an hour earlier because you guys got obviously.
Yeah. Actually, we had a big speaker in back of the bus so that everybody was up. A couple people actually did doze off, and some of us kind of just tapped them like, "Yo, get up! Like, we got to get ready." So that was a different approach for us, and that actually helped us. Like a yeah. No, like a music speaker.
Kory, how is the knee? I mean, you're still kind of feeling out the process of what you can and can't do as you get back.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get used to my body. I'm on a different weight, so I'm trying to get used to playing on that weight as well. But overall, it's doing pretty good.
Are you heavier or lighter?
Heavier.
Kory, what can a game like this kind of do for you in terms of confidence and getting to feel kind of get that comfort level that you're talking about?
It's good for me. Confidence-wise, it helped me build my confidence, get back to knowing how I can play. And also my teammates helped me, like, yo, keep going. Like, you got it. Like, you'll get back to where you are. It's a process. So just being patient. Coach, everybody in our program just helping me out, telling me to keep going. So just being patient, basically.
Frank, what was the biggest key to having more energy today, particularly to start? Was it just what their defense wasn't doing, or just, hey guys, we got to be a little more pumped up today?
All the above, including us as a staff. We probably took it for granted that with such a young team that their mindset would be what last year's mindset was. And we just kind of let them be Wednesday night. We probably should have been a little more aggressive with our mental preparation with them. But that goes back to us continuing to try and figure out our team this year, which has nothing to do with last year. We're just locked in. First 3 possessions, there are 2 things in today's game that said a lot to me about our team. Number one is we came out and played with the energy, the enthusiasm, the disciplines defensively and offensively to start the game. Then the game settles down and they start making a push. And if we were phony, we would have kind of, as the game evolved, we would have wilted into who we really were yesterday. But that's not who we are. So when they made the push, we settled down, we locked in, and then we extended the game even more. We're all still trying to figure each other out. You know, I know him to a certain extent. We're still trying to learn each other, especially this year for him with this year's team. I haven't coached him in a game yet. I've barely coached him in practice. We're trying to figure that one out. You know, it takes time. It takes time.
Right. 14 assists on 17 made field goals in that first half.
Yeah.
What did you like differently about your half-court offense today?
Well, we didn't foul. We didn't, like, defensively, we had no energy yesterday, none. And Illinois State didn't, like, reinvent the wheel with the offense they ran. They basically gave it to a guy, and that guy drove it. And all we did was foul. We didn't guard the ball. Our help side was bad. Our rotations were bad, and all we did was foul. So anytime you do that, it slows the game down. Now it becomes a free throw shooting contest. And so now that means that our free throws, it's hard to run on people because the game stopped. So everything we did was try to play against their zone. Give them credit. Their zone was very active. I probably did a crappy job of preparing us to go against that zone. But our guys tried. Here's one thing that happens, okay? What happened today to start the game? Justin Minaya open, in the basket. Chris open, in the basket. Whoever open, in the basket. You know, it gave us a sense of, not only were we geeked up and ready to go, but it lifted our spirits. Yesterday was open, clank, open, clank, open, clank. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes you make shots, and it makes you a better offense. It makes the coach look a lot smarter than he is when you're making shots. And when you miss shots, it makes us look a lot dumber than we are. You know, but we're all in this together. We're into trying to figure out who we're going to become as a team. And you don't become whoever you are in November. November is just a chapter into you becoming the team that you're going to be in March.
Like, I think the Bigs had 7 threes and made 3 of them. Is that something that you kind of give them the green light to go ahead and do if they're open? And how different does that make this offense if they're finished?
Yeah, I mean, Chris and Mike worked their tails off this summer. I've been dying for his to go in the game because he makes them in practice. I've been dying for him to shoot one that goes in the game because as a player, practice and game, it's similar, but it's different. And when you see the ball go in the net in the game, it allows you to relax. You know, it's a different animal. It allows you to relax. So I'm happy his went in. Chris has been making his. Felipe can shoot the ball. You know, we have some flexibility with what we can do this year because of those things. So now, you know, people are going to have to come guard him out on the three-point line. He's pretty good off the dribble. I'm trying to figure him out so I can put him in actions where he can be even more aggressive offensively. So all that's part of it. They've worked, him and Chris worked their tails off to become better shooters from the three this whole offseason, and they worked at it. If they hadn't worked at it, he wouldn't be shooting them, you know, but he worked at it.
You said on Monday that you felt Justin sometimes was kind of taking threes, just kind of to take them to maybe try to get his own, I guess. Today, it seems like they're more in rhythm. Where is he as a shooter in his game, in your mind? And obviously, he was better today than he had in the past.
I mean, you know, we went to Wofford and he popped threes early in the game. You know, against Western Michigan, he took a couple shots early in the clock. That's the other thing. You know, I try to tell you guys the truth. I don't come in here and give you the nonsense coach speak that you guys call it. He's trying to learn. There's times to shoot threes and there's times not to shoot threes. And he's trying to learn what those times are, and I'm trying to help him. And it's not as easy as people think because you're going through that maturation process in front of everybody, in front of cameras, in front of you. And Justin makes threes for us. He does it in practice. It's easy to tell who can shoot and who can't when you watch him shoot. Sit there and watch. The ball comes off his hand clean. His technique is good. It's always there. As he gets older and continues to understand, that ball will go in there for him more consistently.
Coach, Jason's played a couple of games in the last few. His progression so far in your minds, are you pleased with what you've seen from that young man, considering he's just been on campus a short time?
I think Jason's going to be a real good player. I really do. He's changed his body from when he showed up on campus in June. You can ask them what he looked like. He couldn't keep up with our conditioning. Somehow, some way, if you don't make a conditioning test, you don't get the practice. Somehow, some way, between his efforts and his teammates helping him, he made the test, so he's able to practice. He's trying to make the adjustment to the strength and the speed of college basketball. That's something that happens for everybody. It's a little different for a guy like him. He's been used to, like most big kids in high school, just stand in the paint, don't leave the paint. Just stand there. Play behind, it's okay. You get to high major basketball, you can't just stand in the paint unless you're a 2-3 zone team. Or you play in the post, you can't play behind defensively. That creates problems. I think Jason's going to be a real good player. He's got great hands, great footwork. What I like the most about him is that when I coach him, he don't pout. I hope you understand what I mean by that. When I deal with him, he doesn't pout. He's got to learn what we're doing. He's got to learn where he belongs. This is the part that the average person don't kind of understand sometimes, and I'm not trying to take a knock. It's just basketball. If you put a guy on the floor and you're trying to run a play to take advantage of his matchup, and that guy goes to the wrong place, it ruins that moment. Not for him selfishly, for our team. So now we don't take advantage of what we're trying to do, and now that clock's running down. Now you're scrambling trying to get a shot. He's got to learn how to get to the right spot faster, which will come with practice. He cares, and he's got real good teammates that are going to help him get there.
Coach, what happened on the play with Frazier? Did he back into you?
Yeah, he shot, and he kind of shot a fadeaway. I feel like crap about it. I wasn't on the court, but I was kind of straddling the line, and he landed on my foot. I hope it's not a bad sprain.
On the shot? Or
Yeah, he landed. He shot a fadeaway, so he shot, and he's a jump shooter. So when he landed on my foot. And, you know, my heart goes out. It's the first time that's ever happened to me in 34 years on the sideline. That's never happened before. You know, I don't want to see players miss playing time because I'm in their way or in any way, shape, or form. That's I felt real bad, still do, about that.
Couple more questions? If not, Coach, what's your schedule for tomorrow?
Players will relax today. We've had a long 6-day period here. Coaches will watch tonight's game. If it's Western Michigan, obviously we just played them, so they know us, we know them. If it's App State, different team, we have to be prepared. Sometime late tonight, we'll have a meeting, prepare our guys for who the opponent is. Wake up tomorrow, go practice, watch some more film. We're very detailed oriented with what we do. And then wake up Sunday, and I don't even know what time the game's at, 2 p.m. Wake up Sunday and be ready to go. When the ball goes up, we got to be sharp like we were today.
You like having the day off instead of playing right tomorrow?
It's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do. It's too stressful to ask kids to play as hard as all these teams play 3 days in a row. It would make it for a bad game. They'd play because they're competitors, but it's not the right thing to do. You gotta give kids, when competition is good, and guys play as hard as they play, you gotta allow their bodies to heal. And so having that break between the second and third game, I think, is very productive.
Okay. Any other questions? If not, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Good luck Sunday.